Everybody hope you all doing well today. This is going to be a long review because it's the last two Fear the Walking Dead's. Fighting Like You and The Road Ahead are the episode titles. Yeah, I watched these on Sunday on AMC Plus because, you just can't wait. If you have the ability to actually access them. Yeah, episode 11 still not that great. They're showing you how they're telling the walkers out to get them moving. Well, how did they freeze them? Did they freeze them with like friggin' like liquid nitrogen or something? Because there's no snow there. I really want to give the benefit of the doubt to this show. I always do, and it makes no sense how they were frozen there. You have Troy and his daughter, uh, you know, uh, corralling them, getting them to follow them, toward Padre, and they're talking this and that and other, and then they get hit by a big tree, which makes no sense. Who set that up? Doesn't tell you. And lots of walkers coming. You'd think with as many walkers as they had behind them that they would have just gotten killed right there. So that makes no sense. Troy's got a stick through his shoulder, which, laying there on that, maybe without pulling it out, maybe he wouldn't bleed to death, but I'm going to err on the side of no, he probably would fucking bleed to death. But yeah, his daughter goes to try to get some kind of help, runs into Madison, and it's a bunch of kind of useless drama. Madison kills his dead wife, which gets to him, and then of course they have to bury a zombie, which I can see burying someone if they turned and you killed them right away, but when they've been dead for a long time, it just seems kind of silly. Burial seems kind of silly to me anyway. I want to be cremated, but yeah, just not a great episode. Lots of dialogue that goes hardly anywhere. You also have the one last guy that was part of Padre come back, just because that was not that storyline was not a big failure enough. So let's bring that back up in the last two episodes, and they have them on a barge, and I don't know, that brother that was part of Padre, I think they lost what their dad was trying to really do. And I think, I don't think they would have been as successful as they were anyway. Just because they were too childish to actually carry out anything that would be successful. That's all I can think to say about it. Yeah, you have Madison and Troy end up in the swamp, and then that stupid idiot gets ate like his sister did. But you think, well, Madison and him's dying, and then you come to and he saved her, and everybody's there, and you think, well, this is good. Everybody's here. The day is saved. Well, why is there even an episode 12? And yeah, then Madison decides to kill him, which, yeah, whatever. I would have too, If you didn't finish it the first time, you very well should finish it the second. Um, well, wait a minute. No, he tells her where the guys are. I'm an idiot. And they knock out part of the herd and redirect it. But then Madison kills him. Just, I don't know. It's a fun death. And he's dead because they, have him as a zombie later, but just not that great. Yeah. I'm kind of glad they did both of them together because, it's almost not worth watching the final episode. Just because that episode's almost as bad as a couple weeks ago. And I hate it for the actors. Actors really do okay. I mean, they're just playing with what they've been given. And, it's pretty pitiful writing. Madison going to look for Alicia, and thinking that little girl. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you that if you've not watched this or not going to watch it, Troy lies and tells Madison that the little girl's actually her granddaughter. So of course now they've got to go find Alicia, and that's what she's going to do, and everyone else is going back to Padre, and well, of course, you get everybody blocked in different places. Like Padre gets attacked by one of the Troy's groups that didn't surrender, and Madison and them get attacked by just random walkers. And I mean, it's not terrible. It's this that I'm going on about now is the final episode. That gave you some kind of drama, and there's a lot of action and stuff, and a lot of fighting and making amends and stuff, and it's better than the previous episode, and it's better than most of them on this half of the season. But yeah. Then the little girl, she shoots Madison, thinks she's killed Madison, and runs away. And you think Madison's dead because of the way she overacts. And, yeah, I mean, the little girl goes, finds Troy, kills him, and then Strand has to have GPS on every fucking person there because he somehow can find anyone in like 2 seconds. But then he tells the girl about how Madison saved everyone, and it's a bunch of bullshit because she saves everyone by deleting all the walkers in and then blowing up all these oxygen tanks while she's in that little room that they had her in that was filled with oxygen. That would have blown her up too. So quite, pardon my language, but retarded. Then the next thing you see is that little girl and Madison out in the middle of nowhere. And Madison's like about half dead, but she wakes up, comes back to life. And then Alicia shows up, of course. Not like Alicia Dadnam Carey, but it seems like this happened with the 100. She was on the 100 for a few years, and then the final episode, well, a couple times through the years after her final episode, they brought her back. And I don't know. If I was her, I'd just want to stay with the show all the way through. But anyways, the end is okay. The end, they didn't kill anybody off, which I wish they had. But that also means that some of the characters might work better on other shows, and they might actually show up on Dead City or Daryl Dixon or the Ones Who Live or some show that hasn't been created yet. But yeah, such a lost opportunity, this show. And I mean, I've liked a lot of the first halves of a lot of the seasons over time. You know, even since the newer people took over. But they really shit the bed on this final season. They just did. I'll end up buying it because I have the others, but it's really just, it went out with a whimper, and that's about all. Anyways, that's the last of these. Next time you have a Walking Dead review of any kind will be in February for the Ones Who Live. So we'll see y'all then.